俺と結婚してくれ!
The ending is paramount, a wise YouTuber once said. And for years and years, I really never agreed with that statement. I thought that even if an anime ended terribly, as long as the overall package was really solid, that's really what matters to me in the end. As time went on and some anime and manga like Gleipnir have ended, I've come to realize that that statement is 100% true, at least for me. Thankfully, Pseudo Harem has a fantastic one. It honestly ended much better than I could have ever imagined. It had an ending that was basically pure perfection, and the more I did watch Pseudo Harem, the more I came to appreciate it more and more. After the first couple episodes that I watched, my first initial thoughts was, yeah, this is definitely a solid series. The romance is absolutely fantastic, but you know what, man? It's like a 7 to 8 out of 10 for me. It's not the seasonal banger, but it's certainly not bad at all. But as time went on, and I thought about it more and more, it just started hitting me in the feels, in the heart, just super hard. And that's when I realized that this low-key might be like a 9 out of 10 for me. Now, to be fair, last season had a lot of phenomenal series. Now, would I say it's my favorite romance of the season? With it being a 9 out of 10, you would think so. But it definitely had some competition. I know Alya has been a hot topic for a lot of people. I personally liked it. But then there was also the magical girl and the evil lieutenant. Absolutely peak show, by the way. Super wholesome, super romantic, and just so dang sweet. But what Pseudo Harem has over both of those shows is a complete ending. Sure, we're getting a season 2 of Alya, and the magical girl and the evil lieutenant didn't end poorly by any means. But Pseudo Harem completed its ending in such a fantastic way. It was the dang complete package. Not only were we hit with the fact that Giji did indeed catch up to Rin at the very end and got on her level, which I already thought was a fantastic, beautiful ending anyway, where he did technically propose to her, but also we actually see them get married. That is like the ultimate complete package when it comes to romance anime. I mean, you can't get a better ending than this. The art style definitely has a unique appearance to it, but it also is really eye-catchy. And the voice acting, absolutely incredible. I didn't read the manga, but Hayami Sayori absolutely brought Rin to freaking life. I don't think they could have casted a better voice actor than her for Rin. But I think it also helps with the fact that the people voice acting for Pseudo Harem genuinely loved this series. But halfway through this series, I was left a little bit bamboozled and dumbfounded, because if I'm remembering correctly, it was around episode 4 to 6, I want to say it's like 5 or 6, we actually got some form of actual ending to the series where they started going out. The actual ending to that episode felt like a complete ending. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit upset with that episode. It had me out here thinking that we're only getting 6 episodes. I thought this was a 12 episode season. So in a sense, we got like 2 endings to this series. But after a week or so from the second episode, I started to think that it was a 9 out of 10. But low key, as the anime went on, it started, I wouldn't say completely falling off for me. Not that it went from like a 9 out of 10 to like a 6 or a 7, but it definitely had, I think, 1 or 2 episodes where I wasn't really super in love with the plot. Not completely falling flat, but just wasn't really hitting the vibes that I was originally feeling.
ようやくリンに追いついてきた。ごめんな。ずいぶん待たせて。
大丈夫。今でも大好きだよ。
But that's why the ending is absolutely paramount, and I'm starting to agree with that. Because it brought it from, I'm low-key thinking that it's an 8 out of 10. By the end of it, I'm like, alright, man, it's been very solid. The initial feeling was, an 8 out of 10. Then it started really ramping up and, like, hitting me and, like, oh my god, dude, this is absolutely peak freaking fiction. Now I'm gonna bump it up to a 9 out of 10. I might be crazy and do my rating like that. I probably am, because I like to rate anime like, my initial impressions and then just overall rating at the end. With that ending, like I've been glazing it, with the whole confession, with him meeting up years and years later, getting on her level, and then also them getting married, I literally stood up from my chair and started applauding, started clapping, because there's just no better ending than this, I feel like. Honestly, it does everything right with very few flaws, if any. With arguably one of the best endings of all time, it still didn't hit my heart enough to be worth a 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah, if you need an absolutely banger, freaking fun, wholesome romance with none of the BS with like love triangle, a lot of drama, you know, I don't want to say unnecessary things, but just things that really could piss you off, then Pseudo Harem is definitely worth your time.